my previous report on Maria Espinosa, one of the three candidates for the post of OAS Secretary General, we spoke about her endorsement by two CARICOM territories and why she believes she would be best able to represent the interests of the regional grouping of small island states. In part 2 of my reporting on our exclusive interview, I discussed with Espinosa how she believes multilateral organizations, such as the OAS, can resist being influenced by the agendas of large, rich nations. And one of the criticisms of the United Nations is that powerful and large countries often dominate the agenda of what is supposed to have been, a multilateral organization where each country is supposed to have equal say in what's going on. So, given your experience as president of the UNGA, how do you think that you can make the OAS a more equitable organization where the powerful states are not, dominating the voice of the discussions and debates?
I think that is the beauty of multilateralism. These are not only words, but when you speak about the sovereign equality of states, the fact that at the OAS there is no veto power, every country sits in the same seat, they all have the same microphone to speak, and the same vote, and the same right to vote. So there is a true sovereign equality of member states. And I think it is the ability and the leadership of a Secretary General to make every single member state feel that they are part of a community. And that in building this community, you build an agenda that would reflect the common interest of the majority. And there are so many issues that unite us. Our colonial past, our history, but also our dreams and challenges.
Espinosa referenced economic and personal security and providing for future generations as some commonalities in countries across the Americas that can be the foundation for cooperation and agreement. She referenced her campaign slogan, which she says can be a blueprint for navigating the often contentious waters of multilateralism.
My slogan for the campaign is unity, building unity in diversity. Unity doesn't mean unanimity, but it means the common denominator. On the issues I was talking about, for example, the issue of migration, there is no one single country in the hemisphere that is not a country of origin, of transit, or destination, or the three at the same time. So we need a conversation on migration, on what are the structural causes of migration, how to prevent migration. If you invest in development, if you combat poverty and inequality, people, they don't like adventure. It's not that people leave their home countries because they want adventure. No, it's because they are under pressure, whether because they don't have a job, they don't see a future for their family, or because they feel unsafe. So if we tackle these issues, the migration conversation, I'm sure is going to change.
Apart from the thorny migration issue, there are several other issues where Espinosa believes the Americas could find common ground.
Human trafficking, which, by the way, affects women and girls. 70% are women and girls, the victims of human trafficking. Why don't we work together on a huge initiative to fight human trafficking? Why don't we work on a hemispheric initiative to look at the impacts of new technologies and the fourth industrial revolution in the future of work? Why don't we work on capacity building scholarships for the countries that need that the most, which is the majority of the countries of the hemisphere? Why don't we launch an initiative of building this hemispheric community, this sense of belonging, by a plan or a program of bilingualism, at least Spanish and English? That is something that can unite us as a community.
Espinosa is vying for the post along with two other candidates, incumbent Luis Almagro and Hugo de Zela, Peru's current ambassador to the United States. In international circles, both Almagro and De Zela are viewed as being likely to advance the agenda of the U.S., while Espinosa seems to be hewing to the idea of being an impartial arbiter and reflecting the collective will of the organization. Besides the support of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Antigua and Barbuda, Espinosa declined to speculate to me about endorsements she has been able to garner from other territories, only saying that she has had many positive discussions. Immediately prior to our interview last Friday, Espinosa met with St. Lucia Prime Minister Alan Chasney. Earlier in the week, our External Affairs Minister, Sarah Flood-Bobra, was in Jamaica meeting with U.S. Secretary of State Michael Pompeo, where his support of Almagro to return as Secretary General was discussed. Absent comment from the Prime Minister and the External Affairs Minister, it is unclear what St. Lucia's position is on the OAS elections, which will be held in March of this year. I'm Janika Simon, reporting for Choice News Now.